"Train him well," my boss said, clapping a hand on my shoulder. "You two will be a great team." The intern smiled, nervous, eager. I nodded politely, shook his hand. My boss turned to the CEO and chuckled in Mandarin. "Once he's trained, we'll fire him." They both laughed. I didn't, because what they didn't know was that I studied in Shanghai for 3 years. Lived, worked, fought to survive in the alleys and boardrooms of a place where tone was everything. My Mandarin was cleaner than his expense reports. But I smiled, said nothing, because the moment you show them you understand, the game ends, and I had just decided to win. When I started at Solvex, I was naive, believed in merit, believed in him, Bryce Whitman. He'd recruited me straight out of grad school, said I was exactly what this firm needs. I was the first to arrive, last to leave. I covered for his mistakes, presented his work, and made him look smart in every pitch. He called me kid, like it was affection. But the affection wore off the day I got too good. When I closed the Virion deal on my own, he took credit, said I was just his assistant. When I questioned the Q4 bonuses and noticed mine didn't match my targets, he said, "There's just not enough in the pot this year." There was, just not for me. I told myself I'd work harder, that he'd see my worth. Then he brought in the intern, fresh out of college, barely knew how to forward an email. That same afternoon, they laughed in Mandarin, plotting my exit right in front of me. That was when the betrayal stopped being professional and became personal. I started watching everything, every password he typed, every time he left his laptop open. I memorized his rhythm, the way he misused spreadsheets, the way he cut corners and charged time to projects that never existed. He was lazy, entitled, sloppy, and worst of all, he thought I was still loyal. I copied files, downloaded backup logs, cross-checked payroll entries, mine, the intern's, and his. There were ghost employees, dummy vendors, reimbursements for dinners he never attended. He was stealing. The intern? Just a placeholder, a warm body to justify firing me once I trained him. So I trained him well, all while building a paper trail Bryce couldn't erase. I didn't confront him. That would have given him a chance to cover his tracks. Instead, I booked a vacation, 5 days, gave the intern full control, with my notes, templates, and clear instructions. Then I called a friend at a rival firm, asked if they still needed a forensic analyst for that auditing role. They remembered me, welcomed me with open arms. Before I left, I printed a single document. It was a breakdown of the firm's last 18 months of payroll fraud, highlighted, timestamped, and signed off under Bryce's login. I left it in the CEO's office drawer. No name, just a red sticky note. 你应该注意谁在你旁边. You should watch who's beside you. I returned to work on Monday. Bryce didn't say a word, but I could see it, panic just beneath the surface. The intern avoided eye contact. The CEO? Cold, controlled, observing everything. Then Friday came. Bryce called me into a glass conference room. "I'm going to have to let you go," he said, pretending regret. "It's not personal, just company direction." I nodded, slowly, understood. He slid a manila envelope toward me. Severance, NDA, the usual muzzle. I didn't touch it. Instead, I took out a flash drive, placed it gently on the table. "What's this?" he asked, smirking. "Insurance," I said. "For me, not you." Then I looked through the glass at the CEO, who just stepped out of his office, holding my document in his hand. Security escorted Bryce out that afternoon. Turns out the CEO called a forensic team the moment he saw the payroll discrepancies. They confirmed everything I hinted at, and more. Offshore transfers, kickbacks from fake vendors. He'd been bleeding the company for years. The intern? Left 2 hours later, red-eyed and silent. Not guilty, Just collateral. Me? I submitted my resignation 2 days later. I didn't need to stay. I'd already won. Now I work somewhere I'm respected, paid what I'm worth. Sometimes I think about that day, how Bryce joked about firing me in a language he assumed I didn't understand. The irony? He was wrong on both counts. I understood everything, and he never saw it coming.